Well, hey, it's Donna Partone. If you're watching this video, it's because you've applied to be part of my book launch program. Full disclosure, at this season of my life, I'm not building some big organization with lots of, the coaches that I'm going to delegate you to. And no, you're going to be working directly with me. So what does that mean? It means I can only take a limited number of people because you're working with me. And we have thousands of people who want help. And I'm not going to be able to help everybody as part of the official program, but I at least wanted to do this quick video that whether or not you end up being chosen for the program to work with me personally, at least I've given you help with the biggest thing we're hearing. You've probably talked to either Mari or Tim, and you'll probably have a meeting with Tamara. Full disclosure, she's been one of my best friends for 20 years, and we've worked together in different ministry and business projects probably for about 17 years. So the biggest thing that I'm hearing from them is what they're hearing from you is, I just want Donna to help me market my book. That's the only help I need. I just need her to market my book. I don't want to write a book and then nobody buys it. That would be like so sad. So I just need Donna to help me market my book. And because we've been doing this for a few years now, as I, am working one-on-one with people, I now realize that there's a huge misunderstanding about what that means. Okay. And I want to help you here. In my experience, most people who are not in this industry falsely believe that marketing is what happens after you write the book. No. Marketing happens before you write the first sentence. And so I just want to go over that. I love index cards. I just 3 seconds ago pulled up my hair, didn't do a hairstyle, I got a ponytail, and jotted some thoughts on these index cards. And I just want to share this with you and hope that it's really helpful. Okay, what does it mean for Donna to help you market the book? And what does that look like? Number one, it's understanding the scope and scale of what type of a book that Amazon is looking for right now, because that's 80% of books sell on Amazon. So Amazon's the name of the game. And so number one key to marketing is understanding the scope and scale of what Amazon wants. And little insider secret, ninja, write this down. They want shorter books. Now, maybe if you're writing a big novel, if you got a big following, maybe, but even novels, get a series of them. People want quick, easy wins. They want what's called a dopamine hit. Amazon wants shorter books on narrower topics. And very few people know that. And so right now you just got the price of admission. Write this down. Don't forget it. Scope and scale. Don't put together a big, long magnum opus. People don't have the patience for it. People have short attention span. If you've got, an idea that would be like a 50,000 word book, break it up into 5, 10,000 word books. It's much better. People like shorter books for the most part. There's exceptions, but they're pretty rare. Number two is your avatar. Big mistake. I talk to people and they're like, oh, my book is for everyone. No, definitely not. Your book is not for everyone, because if your book is for everyone, it's for no one. It's really important. When I say avatar, I'm talking about understanding who you are and who you're called to serve. And that's really specific. I mean, you're not generic and you're not called to some generic everybody. You're someone super specific with a specific life experience and a specific destiny and a specific calling. And there's a specific group of people that you're anointed to help either pursue a specific dream or solve a specific set of problems. And we need to get a hold of that. And that's marketing. That's marketing. That's critical to marketing your book, knowing who you are, that's kind of branding, and who you're called to serve. That's kind of the targeting aspect of it. Number three, I already kind of hit at this, series. Think series of books. That's what Amazon wants. I'll take again, little ninja trick here, helping you out. Do you ever shop on Amazon and you go to check out and they say, oh, well, you forgot about this. You forgot about this other thing. If you write 2 books and someone buys one, Amazon will say, hey, you should buy their other book. That's marketing. That's rather than selling 1 book, you're going to, 1 long book, you'll sell 2 shorter books. And if you got 3 of them, that's even better. By the way, a lot of these tricks are in this book, Successful Book Launch Secrets. And if you're a member of Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free on Kindle. It's a couple bucks, or you can get the paperback if you want to. This is all my best tricks and tips from 30 years as a successful author. Okay. So number 4 is monetization. Now, I hate to break this to you, but you're not going to make a lot of money as an author. Because the books themselves, you know, they sell for $14. Maybe you make $7 each, you know, you can do okay. But really, the way you make money as an author is that it gives you authority. And the monetization strategy is really important before you write the book to think, okay, how am I going to be able to help people in a deeper way so that your book is really an invitation for the most part. I mean, fiction is different, you know, but, and I've actually, one of my most successful launches is fiction, but for the most part, I work with nonfiction writers. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent there. But especially with nonfiction, that your strategies, you're inviting them into a deeper relationship with you. And that might look like speaking and you know, post-COVID speaking engagements and events, in-person events. Of course, now it could be an online event. It could be a membership program, coaching, consulting, some type of a service that you're going to provide to people. That's my reminder to feed my dog. Here it is. It's coming again.
Here's your reminder. Feed Maya.
Yeah, and she's heard it too. So she's going to start being like, Mom, you're supposed to feed me now. But anyway, I want to get this done. So that's marketing. Understanding that you need to know before you write the book, what is it that you're inviting people to do? How are you going to help them in a deeper way? When they read your book and they become your raving fan, how are you going to help them more? Maybe you just have a Facebook group. That's what a lot of people have chosen to do. Or maybe you're going to have a special event. Maybe you're going to, you know, go to their church, or you're going to have a coaching, you're going to have consulting. What is that going to look like? You need to be thinking about that up front. Okay, number 5, the title. That is marketing, because Amazon operates by what's called keywords. People go into Amazon and they're looking for help and they type in a set of words, and those words need to go to your book. And I'm just going to give you one. And I had one book that bombed, and you know why? Because the title was clever, and clever is the kiss of death. That's marketing. If you really want to know how to title a book, go look up Joyce Meyer books. That's how you title a book. In this day and age on Amazon, it needs to be clear and specific. You know what this is about? Successful book launch secrets. So if you want to know how to successfully launch your book, this book is for you. And then at the top, I don't know if you can read this, it's the Christian Author's Guide. So you know this is for you. If you're a Christian author, or you want to be a Christian author, and you want to launch your book and you want it to be successful, this book is for you. My book that bombed was called Soon to Be a Major Motion Picture. It was meant to be clever. It was meant to be funny. You know what I mean? It's like soon to be a major motion picture. We blow our problems out of proportion. As soon as you're trying to explain the title, you're in trouble. That's a marketing problem. That book bombed, even though it's really funny. We should retitle it. More specific, your title and your subtitle, that's marketing. And when I work with clients one-on-one, I do it all for them. I do all the keyword research, and I find out what are people actually typing onto Amazon. I'll give you an example. The most recent book I published is called, for one of my clients, is called Trauma Recovery for Women. 3,000 people every month log on to Amazon and type those exact 4 words, trauma recovery for women. And Amazon's like, what are they looking for? Oh, they're looking for trauma recovery for women. oh, let's see, this book is exactly that title. We should show them that title. And that person who just typed trauma recovery for women sees that book and they're like, oh, that's just what I was looking for. Let me buy that one. That's the name of the game. And that's marketing. And are you seeing now all of these marketing decisions happen long before you stick the book up on Amazon and hope for the best? It's all part of the journey, all part of the process. Number 6, am I on number 6? I just jotted this down. So if it's wrong, forgive me. Having a real outline. And I mean a detailed outline. And in the program, I give people a very detailed template of different, I've written 30 books in different styles, like a 7-step journey, a 7-step process, or a 30-day journey, a 90-day journey, or like a top 10 approach. But it's really super important. I know you don't want to hear this. Oh, I hate outlines. My high school English teacher made me. You need an outline. And I'm going to tell you why. And a detailed outline at that, because it saves you from the amateur mistake of repeating yourself. We all have little pet topics. Mine's forgiveness. And it's just so tempting to just and I've read books like this, and you can tell they're not professionally edited. Every chapter just says the same thing with a slightly different twist. No. Having an outline and having a plan, that'll save you from that kind of amateur mistake. So that you talk about forgiveness in this chapter and then move on to a different topic, resist the temptation to repeat yourself and go back to your pet topic. One of the authors I worked with repeated her pet topic so many times. I started, when I was editing it, putting ding, 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 ding. Here it is again. Yeah, an outline will save you from that. You need an outline, don't skip it. Don't skip that. That's marketing. That's marketing. Why? Because if you are constantly repeating yourself, your reader's going to be annoyed. They're not going to finish your book. They're not going to recommend it. They're not going to write a review. Those are marketing issues, right? Number 7, you need to learn self-editing. And again, I have a whole training in the program on self-editing, but I hate it when people are like, oh, get the program. So let me tell you, actual help. Read it aloud. When you're done, when you've written your book, read it aloud and listen. You'll hear it. You ever have a sentence that's like a whole paragraph long? You'll run out of breath. You'll realize, this is too long. And when you can edit yourself, and then there's a few other tricks, but that's a big one. I always read my books aloud. Yeah. And you'll catch it. Again, how is that marketing? Because it makes your book easier to read. And people hear your voice in their head and they bond with you. And they're likely to finish that book. And when they finish that book, they get a dopamine hit. And when they get a dopamine hit, it bonds them to you as the author. They have a good feeling. They're like, hey, I finished something. I finished that book. I feel good about myself. Who made me feel good? Oh, the author. I like her. Very important. That goes back to the first tip. Short books, quick, easy wins, dopamine hit. The reader likes you. They want to go on to the next one. They're bonding to you. They're growing in that relationship with you. That's marketing. That's building a following, right? Okay. Number 8, beta readers. What's a beta reader? A beta reader is somebody who's reading it. Get a group of people who are reading the book as you write it in real time. You're like, oh no, I want to surprise the world. No. You want to build a movement. You want to have a group of people and you're like, I'm going to put your name in the front of my book. And they're reading it and they're giving you feedback. And they're like, oh, there's a spelling error here. There's a, I like this, or this reminds me of something that happened in my life. And then you can add their story and flesh it out. I've done that a number of times, having people read along as you're writing it, giving you feedback in real time. And also that keeps you going, right? You're like, hey, when's the next chapter coming out? Right? So that's marketing, because you've got a group of people who have a vested interest in the success of the book because they were part of writing it and they were part of making it happen and put their name in the front. that helps too. Everybody wants to buy the book with their name at the front of it. Okay. Number 9, and that's ARC readers. We use the beta readers and ARC readers. ARC readers are after the book is done. You've got the first draft. It's in pretty good shape. Then you send it out to at least 100 people and say, I would love to hear your testimony. I'd love to hear your testimony of how this book speaks to your heart. And you do that before the book comes out, and you gather up all those testimonies so that when you do officially launch the book, you've got all these people saying great things about your book, and you can share that on social media and have a whole strategy of how you can put that onto Amazon. And it really, I mean, obviously that marketing. Number 10, obviously, the cover. You got to have a great cover. I mean, all right, Donna, we love Jesus and we want to be nice, right? We want to be nice, but okay. I don't understand why people would pour their heart and soul into something and then like have a horrible cover. I don't understand why. You need to have a great cover. People do judge a book by its cover, and it's worth it to invest in a good cover. And there's places that you can go. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but you need to have somebody who does this for a living, not your cousin or a friend or you. Love you, love you. And I have to tell you the truth. Yeah, you got to have a good cover. It's worth it. That's marketing. And the interior needs to look good. You need to have a professional do the interior. That's marketing. If somebody opens your book and the interior of this book looks really good. It's even full color. It's got charts, all kinds of stuff. People like, oh, this person knows what they're doing. And if it's a mess, this is the truth. Let me tell you something. This just happened today. A woman who is not even my client, she's not even a Christian. Actually, she's got profanity on the cover of her book, but I met her through a mutual friend, and I had to tell her, I'm like, you know what? Your book is doing more harm than good because it's so unprofessional. All I had to do was look at it on Amazon. And it was just like, this is bad, bad, bad. I said, you need to unpublish it. I'm just telling you as free advice there. Somebody's doing, and she did. She went and unpublished it. I'm like, no. It's, it's not enough to just stick a book up on Amazon and, hey, I got a book done. If it looks bad and it's got a lot of errors in it, and therefore she had her reviews were, she had 2 stars average, a lot of 1 stars. And then her mom gave it a 5, but like you're hurting yourself. That's marketing. I said, that's making everything you do look bad. So we serve the king, right? So we need to really bump it up a notch and really look like we know what we're doing. And then, so that was number 10. Guys, I'm literally making this up. Okay, number 11, do a phased launch. That's probably beyond the scope of what I can cover in this just few minutes. But I usually do the paperback first, and I have it out there for a couple weeks, and I use that time to get reviews and get some momentum going. And then I'll do the Kindle, because that's really the most important thing for the Amazon algorithm is the ebook version. So it's probably beyond the scope, but just kind of file that away. And getting reviews, that's huge. We'll make that number 11, reviews. You've got to have reviews. And where are you going to get reviews? Right away, the minute your book comes out? From the beta readers and the ARC readers. That's why you don't want to wait like, oh, I won't let anyone read my book until after I hit publish. No! This is marketing. You want to have at least 100 people who've read your book before it's published, so that on day 1, they can go and share their testimony, also known as a review, but we always say testimony. And that really, Amazon, that jumpstarts the algorithm, and other people see that and they're like, oh, I've got to get this book too. Mm-hmm. Very, very important. And then number 12, ongoing. You got to keep it going, right? And again, remember we talked about monetization. Whether you're doing coaching or you've got a membership group or consulting, or you're doing speaking engagements, you've got to be out there keeping that message going. And the message will drive the momentum of the book sales, and the book sales will drive the momentum of whatever your monetization is. And it just becomes this wonderful, loop of goodness and blessing. So I hope that helped. And I hope that you do become one of the people that I get to work with, and you'll have a conversation with Tamara and she'll see if you're a good fit to work with me directly. But whether or not you do, watch this video a few times, because I just unleashed a lot of meaty goodness and stuff that not many people know. And do get a copy of this. Like I said, if you've got Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free on Kindle. It's just a couple bucks and will be well worth the investment. But in any case, God bless and Godspeed.